Everyone around you has a tattoo. Your friend just got their third. Your coworker is showing off a full sleeve. Even your Instagram looks like a gallery of fresh ink. And yet, you're the only one with completely blank skin. So why does that make you the weird one? Here's what's actually going on inside the mind of someone who never gets a tattoo. Because the answer might completely change the way you think about identity itself. Let's start with the numbers. Over 46% of millennials have at least one tattoo. Nearly half a generation walking around with permanent ink. Yet while everyone analyzes why people get tattoos, almost nobody asks why some people don't. And no, it's not fear. That's the biggest misconception. It is how people relate to time itself. Psychologists call it future self-continuity, the ability to imagine yourself as the same person years from now. To some people, getting a tattoo feels like making a permanent decision for a future version of themselves who feels like a stranger. It is not indecision. It is future-focused thinking. Research shows personalities and values can change dramatically over decades, and people without tattoos tend to be very good at imagining future regret before it happens. Beyond that, many tattoo-free individuals have what psychologists call a fluid identity orientation. They see themselves as constantly evolving, unfinished, and adaptable. A tattoo feels like freezing an identity they do not believe is meant to stay still. But here is where it gets complicated. Sometimes this openness reflects genuine growth, and sometimes it quietly hides a fear of commitment or self-definition. The line between staying open and avoiding identity can be very thin. Social perception also plays a role. Despite tattoos being mainstream, many people without them remain highly aware of how they are perceived professionally and socially. Psychologists call this impression management, a strategic awareness of how choices affect reputation. For them, permanent body art feels like giving up control over future perceptions. And then there is a quieter and rarely discussed reason: philosophy. Some people view unmarked skin as a conscious choice, similar to minimalism. They believe identity exists internally, not through symbols. They do not need external reminders to remember who they are or what they love. Meaning does not require a medium. We have built a cultural story that tattoos equal meaning and depth. But meaning does not depend on ink. The absence of a tattoo does not mean the absence of identity or depth. It simply means those things live internally. And maybe that is the real takeaway. Sometimes the absence of a choice reveals just as much about a person as the choice itself. Whether you are covered in ink or completely blank, what matters most is not what you choose. It is whether you choose consciously, authentically, and entirely for yourself. In a world obsessed with showing who you are, some people choose to show nothing at all. If this changed how you see people, subscribe for more psychology like this. And tell me, tattoos or blank skin?